Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Capes, Cows, and Close Calls. My name is Nick. With me always is my co-host, Sean, the Irishman King.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Like the shirt you're wearing today?
Oh, I appreciate it, man. I like your shirt, too.
I appreciate that, man. We got fresh graphic tees on right now, you know what I mean? Representing the brands. I got the Marvel, you got the DC.
It worked out perfectly.
Yeah, right on
We didn't
brand,
even plan
baby.
it.
We didn't plan it. Showed up, you had the fresh tee on. I was like, look at this, man.
I mean, it was a gift. It was part of my birthday gift.
Nice.
Little Batman t-shirt.
It's classic, too. It's a classic Batman shirt.
She chose it because it's her favorite Batman.
Which,
It's Adam West.
that's Dia's favorite
That's
Batman?
Dia's favorite Batman.
Why?
I don't know.
Did she explain this to you? Because I would have had questions.
I think she likes the cheesiness of it.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know
valid.
that she's actually watched it before,
Okay.
but
That makes even more sense.
we have a running joke of like the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
She does it wrong.
What?
She goes do-do-do-do-do-do.
Who?
And that was like a running joke that we keep doing the Batman thing wrong.
That's crazy. Who does?
Sometimes she does Batman first too. She goes Batman. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I don't know, man.
Hold that thought. Before I forget, please interact with this episode any way that you know how. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the link tree. You can go on any of our socials.
Yes,
We'd
sir.
love to hear from you. Yeah.
Yeah. Do that. So do.
That.
That's crazy, bro. I feel like there's certain jingles that are just universally just known. And I feel like that's one of them.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's dun-na-na-na. Who says do-do-do-do? So crazy.
Man, did I tell you? I don't think I have. I don't think we've talked since this. I got asked to explain what a comic book was.
No, you didn't tell me that.
So yeah,
Who asked you this question?
one of Andreas Diaz's coworkers.
Was this a genuine question?
Yes.
To explain what a comic book was.
I got to go along on I think I told you this. I got to go along on one of her work events.
Yeah.
And so she's an architect. I've said that before. And this was one of the general contractors they work does like a appreciation day. Mm-hmm. They like invite everybody they work with and they tell them to bring their plus ones. So I got to go and we were mainly talking to like her client. But briefly, when I was talking to her coworkers, the only thing they really know about me is that I'm into comic books.
Okay. Yeah.
So her two coworkers who I've met, the one I've met a couple of times, the other one I've met once, came up to me to say hi. And they're like, so we know you like the comic books. I was like, yes. I am a fan of the comic books.
Did they specifically say the comic book?
Yes. And then...
That's hilarious.
So I think this is the part I told you. It was like the one friend was like trying to relate to me of the comics that she knows. Mm-hmm. And so the first comic she said was Spawn. And I was like, so I'm familiar with Spawn. I've never read Spawn.
Yeah.
I know some of our fans might be really upset by that. I know it's got a big fandom and I got nothing against it. Fandom. I just, it's probably a matter of time. And one day, probably for this podcast, we'll do it. But I've never done it. And then this is the part I was telling you. It was almost comical that like the one word of the title that she was trying to tell me, I couldn't get. She ever heard of what was the comic? One more time. And then the third time is with any conversation. If I don't understand after asking, the third time I just pretend like I do.
Yeah.
So, I'm not familiar with that one. And so all I know about this comic is that apparently it's a band that writes it, and they write it to go along with every new album. So every new album comes out with a new comic book, which is a cool-ass concept.
The fact that you still don't know the title of it is
still don't know. I should Google it, because there can't be many that are like that, but I have
don't
yet.
Google it. Let's just keep the mystery. The mystery going.
So the other friend is listening to us talking about this. She goes, can I ask, what is a comic book? And so, like, I should preface, where I don't know when she moved to the U.S. She's not from the U.S.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
So, and what she ends up saying, I think you will appreciate too. I go, oh, it's it's a book, but it's a book of images. I've never had to explain a comic book, so this is what I want. I was like, it's a book of images that's telling a story, but instead of like having like just paragraphs, it's got like bubbles, and the bubbles are like saying what the character's saying that you see in the image, and then there'll be like narration boxes as well. You follow the story the whole way through. She's like, well, who would I know it's a comic book? And I was like, so like, you know, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, the most popular ones, but like all the stuff coming out, you know, the Avengers, all that stuff, right? Wonder Woman, Flash, whoever, like they're all based. Oh, sorry. So I said all that. She goes, oh, those are comic books. I was like, yeah, so those were comic books first. And then they got adapted into some of the biggest movies ever now, right? Yeah. And so then she's like, so like manga. And I was like, the fact that you knew manga, but not comic book, is blowing me away.
That is crazy. You should have just been like, yes.
I was like, it's exactly like manga.
The Western version of a manga.
I was like, it's just, you know, different part of the world it's made.
It's the
you
exact
read that
same
one
thing.
the opposite way.
Yeah.
It goes backwards. But yeah, I was like, manga is a type of comic book, essentially.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's hilarious, though. So she knew what a manga was, but didn't know
a comic book.
Where's she from? Do you know? Did you get where she's from?
I think I don't, and I don't want to come across problematic by guessing.
That's fair. Now I want to know. We haven't waited till off air to tell me.
I don't. Yeah. Dia knows. We can just ask her.
That's fair. I gotta tell you, man. We haven't been talking for very long, but you just set up the transition so flawlessly.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
It's so flawless that I feel like
that's it. We just go in.
We just go into it, even though our banter was like 5 minutes.
We'll find banter somewhere.
Yeah, we'll fill it in because this is all we really got. This is very much just a vibing episode. We got one thing planned. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
And you just set that up so seamlessly.
Let's just do it. Let's just go for it.
Speaking of things that started as comics and then were later adapted into movie and or TV shows. That's the main topic for today.
Topic of the episode.
We figured funny enough, you brought this up because you discovered recently you were watching a show, didn't know it was based on a comic.
Oh, no, I knew.
Oh, did you?
I know.
Okay.
I just didn't. I never had watched the show nor read the comic.
I got you.
But I was like, because those comics are like, you could just like easily come, like if you see them, it's like one of those things when you notice them, you notice them.
Yeah.
Like my barber shop, I was like, this is a weird transition, but my barber is the type, I don't know if he's like this for you. He turns me away from the mirror. So I don't see what's going on.
I think you've told me that before. We've had barber conversations before.
And they just recently, it just feels very out of place for this place because they don't cater to its kids. They had like 7 volumes of this comic book on like their counter. Like I think somebody like left them.
Yeah.
And they just like stacked them up for people to read.
That's cool. Interesting. So we were talking about TV shows and movies that were originally comic books that people may not know about. We skipped over some of the more popular ones or some of the more obvious ones. Like you just said, every Batman, Superman, Spider-Man movie is based on a comic book.
Right.
Obviously. Right? We're not gonna...
I even think we went one tier in too, right? Like I think everybody, unless you have the Arrowverse on your list.
No.
Everybody like knows that Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, that whole fucking universe.
All small.
That was all comic books.
It was all comic books. I think there's probably like some that are like in between where maybe like you may not necessarily know it's based on a comic, but you can probably tell that it started as a comic book.
Yeah.
But just I guess like some honorable mentions would be like Watchmen.
That's a good one.
V for Vendetta.
That one could have been on the list.
It could have been on the list.
I actually think that's a good one for the list.
Actually, these are some I'm just spitballing off the top of my head because as I was putting my list together, I don't know why these didn't come to me.
Did you do any? I should have looked at your list. You know my list. Did you do Ninja Turtles?
I didn't. I should have put that one on.
Ninja Turtles is another good one.
I feel like Ninja Turtles is probably one of those ones that is like because a lot of people know that the Ninja Turtles were cartoon before they became live action movies, but there are still a lot of people I talk to that don't know they were actually a comic book first,
right,
before they became a cartoon, which is crazy. But yeah, so
That's not going for the list.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Watchmen, V for Vendetta, The Crow, which also just came out with a movie recently.
I'm also not very familiar with The Crow. The Crow's right there with Spawn. I know it's a thing.
Sin City. Hellboy.
Yeah. That could have been on the list, too.
It could have been on the list.
I like this is like the list before the list.
Yeah, the list before the list. These are the ones we didn't do. It. I don't know. I guess these are the ones I just assume that people know, but why am I assuming, right? Like, that's the point of this episode. I shouldn't have assumed. So those are your big ones.
Yeah, we try to go more obscure. A
little more
but obscure enough. Not so obscure that you don't know what the show is.
Right. Because there are some that are like real out there that you probably don't even know the movie either.
Right.
There's this one movie called From Hell, which is based on a comic book. It came out like 2001. It is based on a comic book. And actually, it's based on a really highly regarded comic book by Alan Moore, which is the same dude who did Watchmen, who did Swamp Thing. This is also in his like magnum opus of like graphic novels.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody knows that movie or know of that comic book.
I didn't know
it. So I didn't even bother to put that one on the list. I just know it because we do this.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? You want to go 1 and 1? Back and forth?
We can do that.
Okay. Mine's not in any particular order.
Neither is mine.
All right. So let me start with the one that, while I was talking about it, and that's what inspired the episode, because we didn't actually say it. So I don't recommend this show. I'm looking right at the camera. No? It is not a great show.
A lot of people like the show.
A lot of people like it because it's basically a soap opera.
Okay, I feel that.
So
it's actually a very different tone from the comic book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Riverdale is based on a comic originally from 1941, and it was published by Pep Comics. P-E-P, Pep.
Okay.
It follows like these.
Are you going to say the name of the comic?
Oh, Archie Comics.
Yeah, you actually
I thought I said it.
No.
So Riverdale is the show. Archie Comics is the comic. Archie Comics, I think the original comic was called Pep Comics, and then eventually got an Archie run.
Okay.
And then that lasted like
Archie
forever.
Lives in Riverdale.
Lives in Riverdale.
That's where the name of the show came from.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it follows like... So the comic book, like we said, they were wildly different. The comic book is a little bit more cheesy. So in preparation, I read issue 1, not of Pep, but of Archie Comics.
I was about to say, wow, you went back?
This one was also pretty odd. And like my, it also, I think was, I could be wrong. I think it was a comic strip as well.
Yeah, it was.
So all the stories don't bleed in, like a comic strip wouldn't, don't bleed into the next story. So you can just read one. And so what's cool about it when I was reading this is it gives you like a brief explanation of all the characters on like the first page to like meet your characters, and then you could read about them. So like it was like Betty's super interested in Archie. Like that's the thing you need to know. Like you just get that for every character on the first page before you hop into the story.
Okay.
And then it's like a silly story where Archie is like interested in Veronica, and he like used to like write letters to her but never send them. He would like write a letter and then destroy it. And then a teacher sees him writing in geometry class, goes, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm writing an essay." And she's like, "It's geometry class." And he like throws it away. And then his friend Jughead gets the letter. Archie goes to detention, and while he's in detention, Jughead goes, "Oh, I'll mail this for him." Mails it the letter. And the letter's asking her to prom, but Archie's already asked Betty to prom.
Oh, damn.
So he has 2 dates to prom, and that's the short story. And you see it go sideways because he doesn't remember to buy like the flower for her. And then he asks Jughead to get a flower, and he does, but it's poison ivy, and everybody in the prom gets poison ivy. And that's how it ends. It's so cheesy. It does remind you, it was just like a slightly longer comic book,
newspaper comic strip. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
The show, though, and I was telling you again, I don't recommend it.
Why are you so against it?
I feel like people are gonna be. I'm not against it because I watched the whole first season already. But I feel like my recommendations are good, and the people they're gonna like watch this and then never listen to me.
I mean,
we rate things all the time.
It's true. That's true.
But like I said, it's a glorified soap opera where like, you know, you find out, I don't want to spoil anything, but you find out like there's like a murder mystery going through the whole thing, and like everybody in the town has like a motive because like they're, you know, the people's great grandparents were one murdered the other, and you find out later that the one that murdered the other, they were actually brothers, and there's like, you know, these twins, and these twins are super weird with each other, and somebody ends up sleeping with their cousin. They didn't know there was cousin because they didn't know the grandfathers were related.
That's crazy.
Like it's just a soap opera at every turn.
I know the one of the Sprouse twins is in there.
Yeah.
From The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Are they both in there or just one?
Just one.
Just one. Okay, that's what
he's Jughead in the show.
Is he Jughead?
So the characters of the comic book names are 100%.
Is Archie in there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Archie's like the main character.
Oh really?
I mean, I think it was an ensemble. Would you have multiple characters? So Betty, I just mentioned, main character. Jughead, main character. Veronica, main character. And I think it's really centered around the four of them, but then they all have their parents in the show, and I think their parents are also in the comic.
Is Jughead dumb in the show like he is in the comic book?
No, he's more of like the awkward, not quite, like the awkward journalism kid that always wears like
the Scully, the beanie
all the time.
Yeah.
So what's funny about it is like the beanie is in the shape of a, like, it's like a, if you didn't know to look for it, you wouldn't notice it's in the shape of a crown. And then in the comic, he's always wearing a crown. Mm-hmm. So it was like the way of modernizing it.
Yeah.
He's like, in the show, he's like, his dad is the head of like the Serpent biking club.
Oh.
Bike gang, I should have said. So he's like in a bike gang kind of guy.
Interesting.
Character.
Okay.
The dude's always wearing Converse, that kind of guy. You're like a punk rock kid.
Yeah.
Is what he is.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
But you do not recommend the show.
I don't recommend it. But no, I mean, watch it, but don't watch it with the
expectation.
Thinking anything other than it is. It's a soap opera, right? Like, so if you want to watch like a goofy soap opera, go for it.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I will say, we did not read every comic book.
No, I only read. I read two that I'm going to talk about.
Let's preface this because I don't want everybody to think that we're about to give a review of every comic book that we're about to mention, because we did not fucking read them. How about this though? If you want us to read one of these comics and compare it to the show and or movie, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that as an episode.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. All right. So I guess in line with what you were just talking about, because this is also kind of in that same like Archie Comics universe, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
Is also, she crosses over quite a bit with Archie Comics. So she's gone on adventures with Archie and Veronica and Betty and Jughead and all of them.
Yeah.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the comic book started in 1962.
62.
Yeah. Okay. When did Archie start?
41. Sorry. Yeah, no, 41.
41.
It's old.
Okay. Oh yeah. So
considering like it's damn near as old as Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy. Yeah. So 21 years later, Sabrina the Teenage Witch came along with her mystical wizard powers. You know what's funny about?
Did you watch the show?
No, I never watched Sabrina.
Neither of them.
I caught a few like of the original show. Yeah. I probably caught a few episodes like on like Nick at Night or whatever the fuck they used to come on. You know what I mean? I saw the talking cat and all that stuff, but I was never like interested in watching it. You watched the newer version.
I watched
the
new
Netflix
one
version
on Netflix.
The like darker,
and then I'm gonna look back at the camera. One. I do recommend it.
Oh,
I like that show a lot, actually.
Okay.
I thought they did a great job. A little bit of I don't love the ending, but then I read that
it's dark. It's much darker than the original.
Oh, it's a very dark,
but it's the same girl
style.
Isn't it the same?
No.
Oh, I thought it was the same chick who played her originally. That played her.
No, they got a much younger girl.
Oh, okay.
Because that show was what, early 2000s, late 90s.
Did they still have the talking cat?
The cat, no, did not talk. Oh, it's also like not a. What's the word that witches has? It's not.
It's like they're familiar, right?
Yeah, it's familiar. So it's not a cat. It just takes the form of a cat when you see it. And so Sabrina's always talking to her, but you don't hear the cat respond back. The cat would turn into like this big monster and like take people out and shit. The cat was
really?
super cool.
Oh, all right.
Underutilized in the show, to be honest with you. But it's like She's like the daughter of again, spoilers for the show, I suppose. Maybe I shouldn't spoil everything. But she's
old. How long has it been out now? A few years, right?
A few years. She's the daughter of, but it's a big mystery in season 1. I'm gonna leave it.
All right, fair enough.
It's super dark. It's super good. This is perfect that you did this one next. She, like the same actor and everything, crosses over into Riverdale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to those episodes yet, but I was reading about it to see her come over, which is funny because this show doesn't have magic in it, but I think from what I was reading online, like she's straight up magic and everything comes over. And in both shows, if you pay attention, so Riverdale and the Sabrina is from Greendale. These two towns are next to each other, and they're consistently like, oh yeah, you just gotta go over the tracks to Greendale. And then in fucking Sabrina, they're like, yeah, like that happened over in Riverdale.
Look
so
at
they
that,
reference
man.
each other like
Look
crazy.
At that. Comics are fun.
Yep.
This is why. That's cool, though.
I will say one more thing about Riverdale. Cool. That's another fun thing they do. It's like, so I said it's Pep Comics. They keep showing the sign, and it says Riverdale, the town with Pep. And I'm like, it's such a good Easter egg, but I know nobody knows what that is.
That is a good Easter egg. Yeah, that's fun, man. That's good stuff. You gotta love good adaptations. All right, what you got next?
Next on my list is Lucifer.
Yeah.
So Lucifer, the show that originated on Fox. I want to say it was Fox. And ended up getting picked up by Netflix. So it got canceled and Netflix picked it up.
Yeah.
Is based on DC Comics, Lucifer of the same name.
Mm-hmm.
His first appearance, though, was actually back in Sandman in 1989.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in issue 4 of Sandman.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I believe the show is wildly different, at least in the beginning.
Okay.
Because the show... Did you watch Lucifer?
No, I never watched it.
It starts out as a cop-style show where, like, Lucifer is, like, the consultant character to the police officer detective. Mm-hmm. And then they're, like, solving crimes. He's, like, got the ability to, like, make people tell their deepest desire, and he's like using that to catch criminals because he's tired of punishing them in hell, and he wants to like basically punish them on Earth instead. It's a loose idea of the plot. It gets canceled. Did you look at where was it Fox?
Oh no, I didn't.
I thought you were looking at that. Netflix picks it up, and then they really get away. It's one of those shows where like every episode is a different police case.
Okay.
By the time Netflix picks it up, that shit's done. And and then I think it aligns more with the comic because it gets way more about his like relationship with God and shit.
Oh, okay.
It gets way more interesting. I like that show.
Okay.
But yeah, at least in the very beginning, I believe the comic is wildly different.
Gotcha.
Yeah, based on that show.
Yeah,
that's why another fun fact: if you did watch the Arrow universe,
he shows up in that, right?
He shows up in their Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So he shows up for all of 10 seconds. Constantine goes and asks him how to get into purgatory. And then Lucifer helps him get into purgatory.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time. You mentioned another, I'll just let you go again, because you mentioned another show that's more recent, that's also based on a comic book. That is a Netflix show.
Yeah, it is on my list as well. Sandman.
Yeah.
Obviously, since I mentioned one, you know the other. Is also a DC comic. It's one of the people say is one of the best comics of all time.
If you look up any list of like top comic books of all time, it is consistently in at least, I'd say the top 5, if not the top 10.
Yeah.
At least the top 10, if
definitely
not
top 10.
The top 5.
Right.
Like of all time. Like it is constantly in these lists. People love that fucking series.
Yeah.
And yeah, they finally made it a TV show.
A TV show. I've been told to watch it. I've been told to read it. And I've been told to watch it. I haven't done either.
Me neither.
One day I will.
Yeah, I heard the show's good. Funny enough, one of my coworkers, we had like a team meeting or whatever, and we did like the whole about me slide or whatever. And one of the questions on there was like, "What's your current favorite show that you're binging on your favorite streaming service?" And she put Sandman on there. And so I was like, "Do you know that that's actually based not only on a comic book, but one of the highest regarded comic books like of all time?"
Yeah.
She was like, "No, I had no idea." that it came from a comic book. That's crazy. So again, just another.
You should get it for.
Start the show. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? If we do a fucking like Secret Santa or some shit, and I pull her name, that's what I'm getting her, man, for sure.
I said it already though. DC Comics 1989. It's the same with Lucifer.
Yeah. Cool. Another one in that kind of similar realm, which I didn't have on my list originally, but I thought about it as you said it, is Preacher.
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't know that show.
You don't know the show?
I don't know the show.
I mean, I don't know the show that well, but I know it's a show, and it is a comic.
You know anything about it?
No. No. Just thought I'd mention it.
Preacher.
Yeah, Preacher.
With a P.
Yeah. Preacher.
Yeah.
Preacher comic, Preacher show. I'm pretty sure it's based off of that comic book. I could be wrong. I don't know, man.
No, I know it is because I saw it when I was doing research, but I was like, I don't know the comic nor the show, so I left it off.
It was a pretty popular show from what I remember. It's also, again, one of those comic books that are like in a lot of people's top 10.
Is it?
Of all time. Yeah, people love the Preacher comic book. Yeah, okay. People really enjoy it. Also published by DC. I think this one started out as it did. It started out as originally published by Vertigo. Yeah, and then DC acquired that company. So now it's technically falls under DC. But they do it. It's funny because they do like the DC Vertigo line. So they still have it. They allow the name to exist. They didn't just like completely wash it away. But they do own the company now. Just, I guess, random.
As they say that.
Comic book facts.
Another Vertigo comic book.
Oh, yeah?
iZombie.
Oh, interesting.
Was a DC Vertigo comic book from 2010.
Oh, more recent then.
More recent.
I guess recent.
But the show came out in 2015, so 5 years later they got a show. Which is like an insane turnaround time.
It is an insane turnaround. Funny enough, I feel like there's a few of these that have really crazy turnaround times. Where I'm like, the comic ended here, and then the show came out.
To write a comic book and then a show pick it up just a few years later.
Okay, so fun fact. I think I may have told you this, maybe not. But one of the we talk about it all the time, but there was a recent Godzilla comic book that came out, right? Like a few months ago. Brand new, #1. They started in like this new Godzilla universe, and the guy who's writing it was doing a signing at one of the comic book stores around us. So I got the issue. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get him to sign this. So I go and meet the guy, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I've been hearing a lot about like your work and like kind of like what you do, and I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't read like a lot of your stuff yet, but I want to get more into it. Like I'm becoming more familiar with like comic book writers and artists. I'm not just like picking up just characters I like I'm actually following writers now. So like, what would you recommend if I'm trying to like get into your work? And he had
a bold question.
Why is that?
Just to be like, which of your work is crap and which is good?
If I had asked like that, if I had asked like that, that'd be bold. But I was just like, hey, like, what would you?
I was like, got everything.
Yeah, I mean that's valid. But he sure enough, with no hesitation, was like, this one right here, and it's a comic book called Deviant.
Okay.
And it actually also has a show.
Oh, all right.
It came on the Sci-Fi Network, I think.
Sci-Fi.
Yeah, he said it was like the top rated show on there for like a while it was going on. And it was funny because he was yeah. No, he was very, very proud of it. Which, I mean, to be fair,
Deviant.
Yeah, Deviant. And he was talking about how it's so crazy now that like so many comic books are being adapted into like TV shows now. He's like, it used to be such a big deal, but it's not as big anymore. And funny enough, he pointed to another show that I'm sure maybe most people don't. This also could have made the list. The Walking Dead.
It's on mine.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. People love The Walking Dead. I don't know how many people know that it started off as a comic book first. And also, people love that fucking comic book. Like,
yeah,
that comic book was very, very popular while it was coming out. It's concluded now, but it was very popular. It was coming out, and he was saying that the guy who
that Image Comics 2003.
There it is.
That's my next one on the list.
Robert Kirkman, the guy who wrote The Walking Dead, he was like, it was such a big deal when he got a TV deal for that comic book. He's like, but now it just doesn't seem like it's as big of a deal anymore. I was like, that's interesting, man.
There's no way, man, because
he's also saying that like he actually didn't get paid a lot for it. No.
If anything, I would say it's probably better now, because now there's stuff like The Walking Dead where like, it can do really well.
Yeah. But I think, now he was just, because he was also talking about how, it did get like picked up by like a TV network and not like a streaming service. And that kind of like factors into like how much money you actually get paid for it versus like if it's on a streaming service, they'll just kind of like buy it out from you, like give you like a large lump sum versus. So I was like, oh, that's interesting, man. That's kind of crazy. So The Deviant, The Walking Dead, both TV shows based off of Image comic books.
Yeah,
man.
All right. I'm gonna let you do a couple because I feel like I did a bunch.
Yeah. So next up, I got Lock and Key, which I thought was cool because Talia actually really likes this show, and she had no idea it was based on a comic book. No idea. I was like, it was a comic book, and she was like, really? I was like, yeah. She was like, no, I had no idea. She likes the show a lot. Again, another comic book that's really highly rated, but this one was published by IDW, so the same publishing studio that does the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, back in 2008. So, but now it's a Netflix original series.
So you've watched with her or no?
No, she watched this like a while ago because I think the show's been out for a little while now. But I never.
Did you know what it's about? Because I knew like it was, but I don't know anything about it.
It's like a supernatural show. It's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a supernatural show. It's like spells and stuff like that.
Right there,
like,
Sabrina and
right along in that same kind of realm. I've never read it. I've never watched it. Again, it's very highly regarded. I hear nothing but good things about this comic book. But so Lock and Key. Another one, funny enough, that she also watched with no clue that it was based on this one more so is based on a comic book character than like one specific comic book. Legion.
Yeah.
She said she loved the show. She had no idea he was an X-Man. I was like, that's crazy.
Charles Xavier's son.
Yeah, Charles Xavier's son. Legion made his first appearance in Marvel Comics in 1985. And yes, he is Professor X's mutant son.
Yeah.
And no idea.
That surprised me she didn't know.
I feel like maybe more people would know that one than any of the other ones that's on the list. But even still, the fact that there are some people I feel like they almost
like hint to Charles Xavier's. I remember I watched some of that show.
I mean, to be fair, she didn't know anything about the X-Men. She had never seen an X-Men movie.
Okay.
She said her and her dad watched together. He didn't know. They just watched the show and was like, man, this is a weird show, but I like it. I was like, okay. Like, that's so funny to me. You're just watching.
Then at Thanksgiving, we're like, all right, so there's this thing called the X-Men. Yeah. The leader of them, he has a son.
Let me explain this to you. I actually just told her this before I left the house. I was like, that's that's Professor Xavier's son, like the bald one in the wheelchair. Like, that's his son. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Didn't know, had no idea. That's all I got for TV shows. I just got movies left. Were you done? Did you have more on your list?
The only one I had not mentioned, 2 more. These might be less surprising though. The Umbrella Academy. Mm-hmm. Written by Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, that's the funner fact.
That is the funner fact about that.
Dark Horse in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
They do it by miniseries, so they were just like supposed to be a one and done. Correct. 6 issue, but then it was popular enough that they kept it going.
The latest volume, I guess, latest miniseries in the larger series just started like a month ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's back at it. He's finishing up the story.
He brought My Chemical Romance back, and he's like, I gotta get the comic going.
Gotta get the comic book going. That's actually not the only comic book he's written. He's also written a Doom Patrol run for DC Comics.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I know you watched that show. You enjoyed the show.
I did enjoy.
I never watched the show.
Another one, although that was like on DC's universe in the beginning, but then went to HBO Max. But if you discover it on HBO Max, it is
a comic book.
True. And then again, The Boys. The Boys started as a comic book by Windstorm in 2006. I got to tell you, Nick, I ain't ever heard of Windstorm.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure
they started it.
I'm pretty sure it's not published by them anymore.
It's not.
Yeah,
it didn't even make the first arc through them, but it started with them. So they had like first like 4 issues, and then they dropped it, and it got picked up by a different.
I've heard mixed things about this one though. Some people say the show is better than the comic. Some people say the comic is better than the show. Some people say both suck. Some people say both are great.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all over the place. It really is. Like it's. Some people are like, yeah, no, the comic.
I kind of like feel
not great.
Like I've never read it, but I just get this sense that the comic is wildly different. Do you know? Is it similar or is it different?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. It seems. I think it's quite different, but I do think they specifically draw from certain stuff that happens in the comic books and just like, we're going to make this live action. Funny enough, the big sex party in like season 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Where Soulja Boy fights Homelander, like eventually. I'm pretty sure that came directly from the comics. Because I remember watching like an interview or a behind the scenes thing, and they were just like, we knew this was coming. We knew we had to do it. We were just like, how are we going to do it? And yeah, they did it. But I think it's just, I don't know. I've heard some people say the show is actually more violent than the comic book. Which would be crazy.
Because the show's pretty fucking violent.
The show is pretty fucking violent.
Yeah.
Which I guess I could see that. When did you say it came out? 2006? 2007? Yeah, I could see them not pushing the boundaries that far in 2006.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know.
I mean, now they're just like you haven't been watching Gen V, right?
No.
Gen V is equally, if not more, just insane.
Just insane, yeah. I think it's one of those things, I don't know. Do you have any interest in reading this comic book?
No.
No? Why not? Just because you're like, I'll watch the show.
The show is fine.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show. I like the show. I mean, I like the show enough that I watched all of Gen V too.
Yeah.
Dia watches with me. She likes them. But I don't know. I never had a desire to pick up the comic book. I don't know what it is.
Part of me wants to. It's kind of long, though. I think that's what's holding me back. If it was like a fucking, I don't know, 20-issue run, then I'd be like, yeah, I'll read it.
I think it's
like 80-something issues.
Yeah, there's something to this is the way I feel about Invincible too, and I've said it before. Where like I almost want like maybe
also
when the show.
I mean, I think that one's more obvious.
That's true. Yeah, I left off because I felt like that was super.
Think
obvious.
Most people would know that's based off a comic book, but it is if you didn't know.
I want to not know what's gonna happen next in the show because I'm enjoying the show too much.
I get that.
So like maybe when the show is done, then I'll be like, all right, let me see how it differs. Mm-hmm. But that was when we reviewed the first season of Invincible. We like read so far that all of season 2, I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to, I don't know. Something about those 2 shows in particular, I don't want to experience that. I just want to be surprised.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It looks like The Boys is about 72 issues. I'm sorry. No, yeah, 78 issues. So yeah, like I said, 80 issues.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. I just don't want to
commit to 80.
Yeah. I also think I'm just so deep into these characterizations that I feel like if I read the comic, I'd be like, who the fuck is this person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even the look of them, like, what's the main guy's name?
The main good guy?
Yeah, Reacher. What's his name?
It's not Reacher.
It's I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
It's because we haven't watched
we haven't
season
watched
forever.
Huey's
the kid, and
right.
Then now I just keep thinking Reacher, but that's not it.
It's something like it ends in an ER. Characters. Let me see. Hold on. Wait. What the fuck? Okay. List of the Butcher.
Butcher.
Fucking Butcher. Okay, there it is. Butcher he looks very different in the comic book than he does in the show. I mean, it's also one of those things where like he has an accent in the show. I don't know if he has an accent in the comic books. So I feel like that disconnect. I mean,
that's all about when you're reading it. You just imagine the accent while you're reading it.
Yeah, but even like certain things, right? Because he doesn't stray or he doesn't hide the fact that he has this British accent. He says things like wanker and like bloke. You know what I mean? Like he uses those terms, and I don't know if he uses those British? Terms in.
I think he's Australian.
Nah, bro, he's British. You think he's Australian? Why would he be Australian? He's not Australian. He's British. He's 100% British.
We're talking about the. All right, so
Billy Butcher, because he's that in real life. Let me see. Billy Butcher, The Boys. Carl Urban is his name. Oh, he's from New Zealand, so close. In between, he's a Kiwi. That's what they call themselves. They're Kiwis. Call themselves
Kiwis?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, they're Kiwis. I don't know why. I don't know the meaning behind it, but they do call themselves Kiwis. So he's in between.
Yeah.
He's right there.
That's the most in-between answer we could have got.
So yeah, I don't know if he's New Zealand in the comic books. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he'll use those terms. So I feel like that might make me a bit disconnected from the comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I'm like, Invincible, though. I definitely want to read Invincible at some point. Like, I'm going to read the entire series at some point. I might wait until the show's fully over.
That's how I feel. When that show is over, then I will pick up that comic. But
yeah.
Because the issue with the comic, too, we said this a bunch, is the comic doesn't go in the same, so I should say, the show doesn't go in the same order as the comic.
Yeah.
So, like, you could be reading some shit in the comic that, like, happens super early in the show, or it might happen way later in the show, but you're like, now you're just waiting for it.
The pacing is quite different. Yeah. It's not bad. It's just quite different. All right, cool.
So you got movies now.
Yeah, I got some movies, man. And again, I tried to stick to ones that people probably don't know. And I feel like this first one's a pretty big one. Men in Black. Men in Black was a comic book first.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Men in Black was a comic book that came out from 1990 to 1997. It was originally published in some like very indie publishing, which was then acquired by a company called Malibu Comics, which is now owned by Marvel Comics. So if you're going to get to like a new printing of Men in Black, it'd probably have a Marvel logo on it. But yeah, It was originally a comic book. Not only that, but the comic book, unlike the movie where they focused primarily just on like aliens, in the comic book, they did everything kind of supernatural. So aliens, werewolves, zombies, demons, like all kind of supernatural things. They fought all of them. It wasn't just aliens.
I almost like that better.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, man, it was a comic book first.
All right.
Figure most people wouldn't know that one.
No
that
idea.
Was the big one.
It's a good start.
The next one, The Mask. You ever seen The Mask? Jim Carrey?
Yes. This one I know.
Yeah, that one was also originally
it's a good one too, but I didn't know that.
A comic book. Yeah, 1989. It was published by Dark Horse Comics, which is still a company today. So that's one of the ones that's hung on.
We should review that movie and that comic.
The Mask?
Yeah.
So from what I saw, the comic book is actually a lot darker and a lot more violent than the movie. Like Jim Carrey, I feel like because he's Jim Carrey, right, probably brought like a lot of vibrancy and silliness to the role.
It's a comedy.
So he is very cartoonish in the comic book, but there's a lot more murder in the comic book as well. So it's a lot darker and a lot more violent.
I wonder if they explain where the mask comes from more. They dive into the
comic book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So yeah, so that's another big one. This one's a little more recent. The Old Guard. That's a Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original movie.
Okay. Not familiar.
It's called The Old Guard. It has Charlize Theron, I think is the main character in it.
Sure.
I think
sounds good to me.
But this one was published by Image Comics back in 2017. I heard good things about the comic book. I don't know as much about the movie, but I heard good things about the comic book. And I put this one on the list because I thought about watching this movie, and then I saw it was based on a comic, and then I was like, you know what? I think I'd rather read the comic first.
Okay.
So that's there. Another one. I feel like a lot of people know this movie, have seen this movie, but probably had no idea it was a comic book first. Wanted. You seen Wanted? When they curved the bullet?
Yep.
Angelina Jolie.
And
who's the other big name in
James. Is it James?
James McAvoy?
McAvoy. Yes.
Yeah.
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 I think before he's Professor X, he's in Wanted.
He's in Wanted. Who's the other big name in that movie? There's one more.
It's been a long time since I've seen this.
Yeah, I'm missing it though. Let me see. But yeah, so this was also a comic first. It was written by. Let me see. Morgan Freeman. That's who it is.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Morgan Freeman. I knew it was a big name. Yeah. So it was a comic book first. The comic book, and I've heard this before. The comic book is fairly different from the movie. But yeah, published by Dark Horse Comics as well, written by Mark Millar. Funny enough, Mark Millar has kind of like has a full universe within Dark Horse Comics. So there's Wanted, there's a couple other ones he's done, including Kick-Ass as well. That was also supposed to be on my list, and I forgot about that one.
Yeah, maybe like because I was thinking shows and into movies, but there's also like Split with James McAvoy again.
Yeah.
Glass, like that whole universe is 3 or 4 of them, whatever it is.
So it's Mr. Glass, Unbreakable, Split, and then I forgot what the
I never watched the
other movie was.
Did you watch these?
No, I've never seen any of them.
I know they're all also based on comics.
Yeah, they all came together and everything. So yeah, man, Mark Millar has his own like universe. Wanted is in there. Kick-Ass is also a part of it. Which again, if you didn't know that was based on a comic book, it is based on a comic book. Yeah. So it's actually quite a big universe that he's created within comics that includes the Wanted series. So yeah, if you want to go read that, go read that.
Cool.
I saw this movie not that long ago, actually, and that's why I put it on the list. I don't feel like it's a super popular movie. I don't think a ton of people have seen it or were talking about it, but I saw it, and I wanted to fucking talk about it because I was like, oh, shit, I wanted to see this movie. It's called Two Guns. It stars Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. And what's funny about it is I watched the whole movie, and then, like, the credits, I don't remember if it was the credits in the beginning or at the end, but I remember it saying, like, based on the graphic novel, Two Guns. And I was like, oh, shit, this is based on a comic book? Fuck. So then, of course, you know, I immediately go and look that shit up. But yeah, it's based on a comic book from 2007, published by Boom Studios. A big fan of Boom. And it's a 5-issue miniseries. And funny enough, they say that the movie for this one, I feel like, because sometimes it's not, I mean, it can kind of go either way now, I guess, but the movie is actually way more violent and has way more foul language than the comic book does, which makes sense because it's Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. But yeah, man, two cops from different organizations have to come together and like solve a mystery, and it's like a buddy cop movie. It's fun. It's a lot of hijinks. It's a good time. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good stuff. And then the last one, which I feel like this one might be a bit more obvious, but then again, who knows? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That movie came out, and I don't remember when it came out. It came out a while ago. But it is based on a series of graphic novels. It's a 6-volume set. You can still buy it. Originally, it came out in black and white. They just recently released a remastered edition, all in color, and a hardcover collection edition. There's a bunch of ways to collect this. But, yeah, published by Oni Press. What's funny about this one is that, so the movie, when the movie was being filmed, the first 5 books had come out, and they were basically doing the movie based on the first 5 books. They finished the movie, and then the 6th book came out right after. So if you look this up, Scott Pilgrim was written from 2004 to 2010. The movie came out in 2010. So again, crazy turnaround, right? The final book came out right after they wrapped filming, and then they got the final book, and then they refilmed the ending of the movie
to match it,
to match the book.
That's cool.
And then released the movie.
That's pretty
cool.
So
yeah, man, that's dedication right there, bro. A lot of people complain too, because Michael Cera is the plays Scott Pilgrim. A lot of people thought he wouldn't do well in the role, but now I feel like that movie has such a cult following.
Yeah,
like people love that fucking movie. It's also now has a animated series on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
Did you know about that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it's the same people who play them in a live action voice them in the animated series.
Even Chris Evans?
Yep. He makes a return and voices the one of the evil exes.
All right.
Yeah, Chris Evans is back. Michael Cera's back. Yeah, they all come back.
Cool. So then I did the opposite.
Oh, okay.
I made a list of a couple shows that ended and then continued on.
Which is also what partly inspired this episode. Because I told you about a comic book that came out this past Wednesday about a show that you love.
You want to say? I didn't put it on my list.
You didn't put it on your list?
No, because I wanted one that continued the story.
I got you.
And this doesn't.
Did you read it?
No, I read what it was about.
Okay.
And it literally is like, it tells you like the year. Like it's like a prequel to the show.
Oh, okay. I got you. Supernatural just came out with issue 1 of the comic book. It did not start or originate as a comic book, but it is a comic book now. It is a
show that was
ongoing
a first,
series.
Now it's a comic.
Yeah.
They actually, so then I read up, they've had a few different comic book runs already. So this is just the newest edition.
Oh, okay. I guess
they did a lot of.
I didn't know.
They seem, I don't know if they're all quite prequels. They seem like there's definitely several of like, so that story starts with like the murder of their mom. And so the comic books pick up there, where the show is like the murder of the mom, and then they're adults because they're like little kids when that happens. So a lot of the comics show what's happens in those between years. So like when they're learning to become hunters, which is cool. I don't know what time they pick those up. But these are, the show ended, but if you wanted more, you can pick up the comic book and figure out what happened next.
Okay.
Number 1 on my on this, in no particular order, I'm gonna say 3 of these are in the same universe. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So it's a direct continuation of the show.
So a direct continuation of the show. Wow. You could read it in a comic book.
Do you know if it's written by Joss Whedon?
I don't know. I didn't look at the writers for these.
Okay, because I know he did the show.
Yeah.
And before he did the show,
and apparently
he was
doing the show.
Yeah, I hear he was a shit person. But he also wrote...
Joss Whedon did the Avengers movie.
He did the Avengers movie. He also wrote a very, very highly regarded run on the X-Men called The Astonishing X-Men. People love that run. This is all before we found out he was a piece of shit. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I was wondering if he wrote the Buffy. Because it would go, right? Like it would go hand in hand. Like, he wrote comics. He also directed TVs and movies. So it makes sense that he... Like, they're not going to let me finish this show. I'll just...
do it here
into a comic book.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. All right.
Angel. I'm gonna do it in the same universe. So Angel was a spin-off of Buffy. It was a show. Then became a comic book to continue the story. I actually went ahead and read it real quick.
Oh, did you? Did you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I don't dislike Buffy. I didn't like watch all of Buffy.
Did you watch Angel?
Love Angel.
Okay.
Nick, I watched all seasons. It's been a few years, but I had watched all seasons multiple times.
That. You said loving.
Angel's great.
Yeah? Okay.
I honestly think you might like Angel.
Interesting.
I think you will like this Angel comic book I just read, although the only issue is that it picks up where the story left off. So the show ends. I got to rewatch it, but it basically, like, there's like this corporation that's like legit like evil. Like they're basically hell, called Wolfram and Hart. They try to trick Angel's character. So Angel is a vampire with a soul, essentially, right? They try to trick him. They're like, we're going to make you CEO of this company.
Okay.
And then he's trying to use it to like make the company do good. And like they end up killing somebody close to him. And he says like, fuck it all. And they release basically every evil thing in their employ into LA where the show takes place. So basically they're essentially saying we released all of hell into LA. And so the show ends with like him and his team. He like pulls out a sword and he's like this, and you see all the demons and monsters coming into LA, and then there's a fucking dragon flying around.
Oh.
And he just goes,
you got my attention with dragon, bro.
The show ends.
Sucker for dragons.
I think he says something along the lines, don't quote me here. He basically ends with them like, I'm going to slay that dragon.
Fuck yeah, you are.
So the comic book
Does the comic book start with him slaying this dragon?
He's riding around the fucking dragon in the comic book. I'm all about it. So it picks up right where that is. Like LA's like a couple months in, and everybody's like, he's like talking about how like everybody thought this was going to end, but no, like this is going to be an ongoing thing. Wow. And you get to see what happens with all the characters. Like his son is like operating like the safe haven place. One of like the scholarly guy. He died, but the company owned his ghost, or maybe the soul. I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. So they're not letting him pass on. They're making him still work as like a fucking ghost for the corporation. And he's like running it now. He's like, I can't move on. Like I have to do this so they can release me. And then like the other like big character they had, you find out got turned into a vampire. He's like killing people now. And I was like, this is pretty fucking cool.
But you only read the first issue?
I only read the first issue.
How many issues are there so far?
Oh, I don't know. There's a bunch.
Okay. Are you going to keep reading it?
Maybe. All right. Angel's like that kind of character of like almost like in that line of like Wolverine, kind of like, or Thor, where they're like they'll say something smart and be like, "Come get me!" Like it's one of those characters. He's very entertaining to read.
Yeah,
like two demons are like talking shit to him, and he keeps like being like super sarcastic back, and he's like, "Let's fucking go then!" Like,
yeah.
So it's entertaining.
Love it.
I did not know, and I kind of remember loosely seeing episodes here and there, but I don't really remember the show. But Charmed.
Okay.
I didn't know that was also in the same universe. This article I was reading saying it was. It's the show about the three witches.
Yeah.
Ends and continued on as a comic book.
Okay. Have I ever seen that comic?
Yeah, I didn't know it was one. So those three in the same universe. Next, I have Smallville. So Smallville show ends, picks right up in the comic book. I think they call it season 11 in the comic book because it's 10 seasons long, and you get to see him actually be Superman in that comic book. Because that's how the show ends, is when he's finally Superman.
Yeah,
which is cool stuff. Do you remember Xena?
Xena the teen. Xena. Yeah, I remember Xena,
the warrior.
Yeah,
that show ends. I don't remember the show very well. I remember what Xena looks like mostly, and that's it. Okay. But that show apparently ends and continues as a comic book.
Look at
that. This one I didn't watch, but everybody tells me that I should. Firefly.
I've never watched that either. I heard it's good, though.
I heard it's good. It's basically space cowboys. I heard it got one season, and everybody says it ended way too soon.
So they made that shit.
But if you want to keep going, pick up the comic book.
All right.
And then last but not least, Star Trek, the original series, ends, and apparently you can keep going with that story with the comic book.
Wow.
I'm not a Star Trek. I'm like the only one in my family that's not a Star Trek person.
Really? The only one?
The only one.
Everybody else in your family likes
Everybody,
Star Trek?
Parents included.
That's crazy.
Like Star Trek, and I just can't I find it so boring.
Okay. You don't like Captain Kirk?
No.
He's the cool guy. You said nah. Just can't get behind him?
I can't get behind it. I don't know what it is. Man. It's literally just me.
That's fair. All right. No, that's cool. I'm trying to think. Off the top of my head, I know there's a few comics coming out right now that are not necessarily direct continuations, but they are very faithful to the original like shows and stuff. So if you are a fan of some of the like early year like 80s 90s cartoons, there are a lot of comic books that are now like taking those stories and making them into comics, like ongoing series. So like Gargoyles is one. I know there are a lot of people who love Gargoyles.
Did you watch that show?
I did watch that show as a kid, yeah.
It's one of the shows I know I watched and I don't remember well. I know it was good.
I agree with that. I don't remember that well, but I did watch it as a kid. They're also about to do a Gargoyles Fantastic Four crossover.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I'll probably read that one. So there's a Gargoyles comic book. There is a Herculoids comic book. Do you remember this show? You ever saw Herculoids?
Herculoids, no.
No? Yeah.
It has something to do with Hercules?
Nah, not at all.
No?
It was a very weird show. I don't even know how to describe it to you. I'd have to just show it to you. So there's that. Let me think. There's Speed Racer. You ever watch Speed Racer as a kid?
Nope.
There's a current Speed Racer comic book coming out. What else is there? And then they've done like a bunch of Disney stuff too. They've done like a Maleficent comic book. They've done a Scar comic book. There's about to be a Lion King comic book that comes out, which is going to tell the story of like Mufasa and Simba's like adventures together before Mufasa dies. Okay. So it's just like that in between, which I'm actually looking forward to because I love The Lion King.
I know this about you.
Yeah. So I'll probably get that because I'll also probably read it with JoJo. So that'll be fun. So yeah, man. But there's a bunch of these like old properties that they're like.
Yeah, man. I thought you were gonna mention like Batman the Animated Series.
Batman the Animated Series, yeah, that's
Superman the Animated Series.
Batman
Justice League Unlimited. Yeah. They're all got comic books.
Batman
same
Beyond,
title.
Yeah, all that stuff is almost.
You've talked about Power Rangers a few times. You do Power Rangers.
There's a Power Rangers comic book. There's a few Power Rangers comic books. There's some Power Ranger adjacent stuff like Silverhawks. There's a Thundercats comic book. So yeah, man, there's a lot of good stuff out there. There's something for everyone. There's a comic book for everyone. Speaking of comic books, let's talk about some comic books, man. I got a couple comic call outs for you.
Hit me.
Have you read anything recently other than Archie and Angel?
And Angel?
1?
I caught up on Absolute Wonder Woman. I caught up
I'm an issue behind
Ultimate Spider-Man.
I read that.
I read.
Okay, wait. So you read the most recent issue of Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Did we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did we talk about it?
Not in there, but we talked about it like Monday.
Okay. You're right. We did talk about it. You're right. Okay.
I've been reading all the KO. Man, why am I blanking what they call it? Tie-ins. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say side stories, but I was like, that's not right. The tie-in stories. So I did the Flash one. I did the Justice League Unlimited one. I did the Superman one, and I did the Teen Titans one.
Okay.
And I've told you that if I were you, I would read them because
you did.
The shit must be coming back up.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to talk about actually, because I read the first issue of. So this one is actually still has DCKO in the title. So it's DCKO Night Fight, which is the Batman side story.
Oh, it's out already.
It's out. It came out Wednesday.
All right. I haven't read this one.
Oh, dude, listen to me. I fucking love this comic.
Did it show how he came back?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't need to read the other one to know.
No, not because I know you kind of told me about it.
Yeah.
What did you read? Because I still may have missed something.
So he was in a statue amongst everybody else that got defeated. And then like you hear a beeping and he gets flashed to what he thinks is like a different Gotham because he's like, it doesn't look right, but I'm back in Gotham. And he's got like a cool ass suit on.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's a good thing I put that apocalyptic tech in to go off to save you out of this or whatever.
Yeah, he basically put like a boom tube inside of his suit that will automatically trigger if he's still for too long. At least that's how he explains it in this comic book.
I couldn't remember what it was. I was like, was his heart stop? No, too still.
Yeah,
that's
like if he's just like still for a certain amount of time. I guess it's to like if he die, right? Like if he's still for too long, it'll just automatically trigger and then boom, toom, boom, back home. So I'm gonna spoil this because you need to hear about the story. So this is what happens, right? So it goes off. He finds himself in another Gotham. First of all, I love how this comic book starts out. I will say that if you enjoy Batman, like the like the softer side of Batman, like when he's with a Robin, when he views the Robins as like his sons, you know what I mean? Like if you like that version of Batman, like the fatherly kind of figure version of Batman, you're going to love this comic book.
Okay.
And I enjoy that. So I love this comic book. It starts off with him like being normal. He's in Gotham. The bat signal's in the air. He heard about a crime that's going down. One of his villains like kidnapped a bunch of people, holding them hostage in like this circus tent, whatever. He's gliding across the rooftops, trying to get there. He's worried that he won't make it in time. He's talking about how like his body just won't move as fast as it used to. He's like, the only thing that's like louder than the sound of my bones cracking as I run across these rooftops, like my knees popping as I run across these rooftops is like the sound of alarms going off. So he's like trying to hurry up and get to this place to like save these people. And then he shows up and all the Robins are already there. He's like, oh, I should have known. Like my sons are here. So you see Nightwing, you see Red Hood, you see Tim Drake, and you see Damian. And they're all there. And then he kind of gives like a brief like rundown of each one. So we see Dick, and he's like, Dick is like the leader, right? Like Dick is like the one who will surpass me. He's like the one who's going to become better than me. Like he didn't want my identity. He wanted his own thing. And I love that for him. Then he sees Jason, and Jason is the rebel, right? Jason is the one who he's like, he's violent and he's angry, but he's learned how to channel it to like do good. And honestly, I'm envious of it because I think he's better at it than I am. Then he sees Tim, and he's like, Tim is like the detective, the brains of his sons, right? He's fucking sharp. Like he's quick. Then he calls Damian the heart, which I was surprised by. And he's like, but here he is. He was raised by killers, but he's learned to like be a true healer now. And like Damian is like the one saving the children from this like burning tent. He's like you see him like giving a child back to his parent. Like you're safe now. So I'm like, oh, already. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go, man. This is great. And then they hear another call, like another villain's doing something. So you see there's a shot of all the Robins like bursting out, firing out their grapple guns or whatever. And Dick's like, don't worry, Bruce. Don't worry, Bops. We got this. You just chill out. We'll take care of it. So they all like take off. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucking with this, right? So then we flip to and the whole time like Batman's thinking to himself, and he's like, man, like I look at them sometimes and I think to myself like, man, does Gotham even need me anymore? Like, if they're here, does Gotham need me? Like, I'm not even sure anymore. So I explain that because it sets up what clearly is about to go down through these, because it's only a 4-issue miniseries. And so, yeah, we find out all that stuff we just talked about, how the boom tube took him to the other Gotham. He shows up, and he immediately is like looking around, and like you said, he recognizes like, okay, this is Gotham, but this ain't my Gotham. Something's different here. I'm not sure what happened. So in his mind, he's thinking like, he doesn't know how long he's been out of commission. So he's like, what happened with the tournament? Like, what happened with Darkseid? Like, what's going on? Is Earth apocalypse now? Is it not? Like, I don't know. I got to figure this shit out, right? Then a gang of Robins show up. All different, though. And he immediately is like, Robins? Like, what's happening? He's like, I don't recognize any of them. But it's like a gang of them, bro. It's like 8 of them. And so he's like, I don't recognize any of them. And then he immediately starts, like, deducing the situation. And he's like, He's like, and I know, he's like, from the way that they're coming at me, I know I didn't train them either. So even though, like, he clearly has already figured out, like, okay, this isn't my Gotham. There's somebody else who's, like, recruiting these Robins. And I'm assuming it's not another version of me because I didn't train these Robins, right? And he's looking at him and he's like, they didn't try to sneak up on me. And, like, the way that they're moving, like, they're so, like, aerodynamic, the maneuvers that they're using and the way that they're like approaching me, like they're very he's like, they got a certain flair about them, a certain like dramaticness to them. And he's like, yeah, I know who trained these, right? So they start chasing him, and he's like, they're trying to lead me somewhere. He's like, but you know what, let me Let me let them think that they're leading me to wherever it is they're trying to lead me to, so I can figure out what the hell is going on. And sure enough, he runs into Dick, who is Batman in this universe, right? And so Dick is like, Bruce, what the fuck are you doing here? I told you, man, like, it's over. So then we find out. So they start getting into a little tussle, and Batman the whole time is like, what happened? Like, what's going on? What happened with Apocalypse? What happened with Darkseid? And Dick's like, you're fucking crazy, dude. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I told you not to come back. What are you doing here? So they're tussling, and Dick like eventually like wraps him up in a grapple gun. But it's clear that Batman just kind of like let him do it so they could just like talk and stop fighting. And so we find out that this universe's Bruce couldn't accept the fact that he at some point would have to give up the mantle of Batman. So he decided to jump into the Lazarus pit and try to de-age himself to like get his youthfulness back. And like he purposely fought the other Robins of like, none of you can be me. Like, I am the one and only Batman. None of you are my successor. Like, it's my job. It's my mission. It always will be. So Dick is like explaining this. He's like, you couldn't accept the fact that you couldn't be Batman forever. So you jumped in the Lazarus pit and like you did all this shit. Like, you shouldn't be here. So we don't know where this universe's Bruce is supposed to be. But Dick keeps telling him like, you're not supposed to be here, man. And he's like, you know, and Dick gets a little more heartfelt, and he's like, man, you know, like, I told you, like, I could do this. Like, I told you this, I could make this happen. He takes his mask off, and it's an older Dick. He's got like some grays going on too. So we're like, oh no, this is like, he's been here for a while. And he talks about, he's like, ever since you've been gone, this is what I've been doing. And we get a pan, and he's like, I built the Bat Tower, and it's like a legit, like Avengers Tower in the middle of Gotham with a big ass bat logo on it. And he's like, he took the Titans basically, and he made them each trainers, and he recruits Robins, right? So he's like, any kid that's gone through like trauma like I have, instead of just letting them run, like, I recruit them, I take them in, and we train them. So you see like them in different classes. Like, you see an older Beast Boy who's like huge and fucking like beastly looking. You see an adult Speedy. You see an adult Raven teaching like a magic workshop, like in a like classroom and stuff. And he's like, this is what I did. Like, I take them in, I train them, I teach them. Now I got Robins all over the world because I've built this organization, because I did the one thing that you never did, which is I trust other people. I knew I couldn't do this alone, so I trust people. So he's got this whole Robin Incorporated, like this whole Robin organization. And he was like, you never could let one of us take over for you, Bruce. And he's talking to this Bruce, and he's like, He's like, well, so you have all these Robins, right? And he's like, yeah. Would you let one of them be Batman? And Dick's like, and you can tell Bruce is kind of like, it's not that fucking easy, is it? Like, you know what I'm talking about. And, but Bruce is like, this isn't you, Dick. Like, this, you never wanted to be, like, the Dick I knew never wanted to be Batman. You wanted to get out of my shadow. You didn't want to be Batman. You wanted to be your own person. So he's like, this isn't you. This isn't who you're supposed to be. And Bruce is like, I got to figure this shit out. And he gets this look on his face. And Dick is like, he puts his mask back on, and he's like, Bruce, I know that look. Don't fucking do it, man. Like, don't do it. And you can tell he's about to do some shit. So he breaks out of the rope that he was in, basically. And he's like, Bruce, stand down, man. And Bruce was like, I can't. Like, I got to figure this shit out. And Dick's like, stand down. And Bruce is like, did you forget who trained you? As he like puts his guard up, he's like, did you forget? Like, look here. I know you think you big shit now, but don't forget I trained you. He's like, did you forget who trained you? And Dick's like, I beat you once before, old man. Like, I will do it again. So then they start fighting again. And Bruce in his head, and I love this moment too, Bruce in his head is like, man, like, I never wanted to fight my family, like, ever. And even now, like, I'm in awe of him. Like, it's crazy. He's like, every time when I fight fast and hard and aggressive. Every move I make is calculated and thought about. He's like, but Dick, man, it's like, this shit comes natural to him. Like all his moves are so fluent, and like it's just all like muscle memory, and he doesn't even have to try. Like this is crazy. He's like, it's like he's so good at this. This is like natural for him. He's so good at this. And like he kind of lets him beat him, and he even says he's like I didn't want to hurt him that bad, so I kind of had to let him beat me a little bit. But then he gets back and he's like, all right, let me take him down. So he starts fighting, he knocks Dick down, and he's like, look, man, let's go figure this shit out. Let's do it together. Let's go. I'm done fighting you. Let's go. So he goes to grab him by the cape, and Dick's like, Bruce, that's not gonna work, bro. And he snaps out of the cape, and he's like, I never liked this cape. Like, I never needed this cape to fight. I just wore it out of tradition, but I never relied on it like you did. So he snaps out of the cape, turns around, throws a baton at his face. And then there's a big moment that happens at the end, which I won't spoil for you. So you can read it. But it's good, man.
It sounds great.
I was loving every second of it. I thought it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be about him coming back into the KO fight. I hope it ends that way.
I hope so, too. I think it will. And from what I understand, he's going to meet different I think he's going to meet every main Robin as a Batman and have to, like, challenge them in some kind of way. So, obviously, first is Dick. Then he's going to meet Jason Todd if he was Batman, and then Tim Drake if he was Batman, and then Damian is Batman. That's from what I've read. That's what it seems like where it's going. So that's super exciting.
I saw art of like all the different Robins if they were Batmans, and I didn't realize that was going to become an actual thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited for it.
It's good stuff, man. I really enjoyed it. I was like, that was a good first issue. And there's only 4. Which would make sense because, again, there's 4 Robins, so he's got to, go up against all 4 of them. I imagine that it would end with him maybe back in the tournament or something.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But maybe not. It would have to be like the end of the tournament because 4 issues, 4 months.
Yeah, even the main event is only 4 issues. Yeah. So, like, it's a short event, man.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with the last one, which was Absolute Power. It was only 4 issues, too. I feel like Marvel.
See, but now they're like, read this tie-in, read that tie-in.
Yeah,
to, like, truly like enjoy it, like to know what's going on.
I would say I haven't read every Marvel event, and I also haven't read I've read way more Marvel events than I've read DC events. And I will say Marvel events do tend to be longer. Like one of the events they're doing right now is One World Under Doom. It's like 9 issues or some shit. But it does seem like DC does focus more on like the tie-ins being essential to the main event versus Marvel. It seems like their tie-ins are like, you can take them or leave them. Like you don't have to read this at all. It's just here. Like if you want a little extra story. Some of them don't even really have that much to do. Like for Civil War, the Wolverine tie-in, which is all Civil War is 7 issues. The Wolverine tie-in, I think, is also like maybe 7 issues, if not longer. But Civil War starts because there's like that group of villains that blow up a school, and Wolverine's tie-in is him going after the villain that blew up the school and trying to go kill him. And so it's like you don't have to read
related,
that at all.
But not at all.
Yeah, like it is a bit related, but it also could just serve as like a standalone Wolverine story. You know what I mean? Like, and I read a lot of those tie-ins, and like honestly, the only one that is like kind of essential is Captain America. Even the Iron Man one is like you don't have to read that. Like maybe 1 issue from it is like feels essential, but honestly, but this, I mean, like you've been talking about, it seems like they're like really like, no, you got to read parts of the other stories to like really get the full scope of it. And I know they did that. They just recently did a smaller event with
Titans.
No, with Justice League Unlimited and Batman Superman World's Finest. What was it? Something of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Something Tomorrow.
Yeah, but you like literally had to read both titles in order to get the full story. So it seems like DC does that more than like Marvel. Marvel's just like, here's the main event, and you could just ignore everything else that's going on.
Which is easier.
Like, yeah, it is easier.
Like it ends like catch up the next one in this other comic book run, and you're like, all right, now I got to find that one.
Yeah. Like this one referenced KO, but it literally only references it in like the first panel, which was also funny because the artist who draws this is his art style is quite drastically different from the one who does KO, but you see the same scene of when Batman gets harpooned through the chest, and it looks vastly different. I was like, oh, this it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird at first because I'm like, this don't look at all the same as it did in the other book, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, great comic. I definitely recommend it. I read that. I also read another Batman comic, Batman #3 of the newest Batman run that's coming out. Also good. I've been enjoying that so far. That's good stuff.
Batman High.
Yeah, man.
I like it. Read more Batman.
Oh, and then the Absolute Batman Annual. Did you read that?
Because I told you not yet.
You gotta read it, bro.
I will. It's on my list.
But yeah. All right. That was the comic call out. You got anything else?
Nah, I think that's it.
Is that it? All right, man. Well, Batman. Thanks for coming along with us, guys. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.